Hey Fragrance family, I'm Daver.
I'm Jer.
We're the Fragrance Bros. Coming at you this time with a re-review of Acqua di Gio from Armani.
Man, this is a classic.
Yeah, it is a classic. It's almost 20 years old.
Holy balls.
I know.
Wow.
We have a, this is one of the first reviews that the Fragrance Bros did. And it was a while ago. This was with Steve-O.
Yep.
And I'll have the link down, I'll have the link right here and down below if you want to watch that video. It's rough. So prepare yourself.
Nice.
And plus, you know, like we said in our other re-reviews, our review style has changed and evolved some. And I think we have a better way of explaining things, and this is just overall better.
Yeah, it is.
So, and of course, Jeremy's here.
Yeah.
So let's get on with it. Date introduced is 1996.
I can't believe that.
A long time.
Holy jeez, I was 15.
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
A long time ago. Classified as an aromatic aquatic. Notes are jasmine, rosemary, hesperidic notes, persimmon fruits, marine notes, cedar, patchouli, white musk, and rock rose.
Rock rose.
What'd you get of longevity out of this?
Average, like above average, about 8 hours.
Okay.
Top to top range of average for me.
I got on the low end of average.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I got average overall.
Okay, all right.
What about projection?
Low end average.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't get out from me. Close to the skin aquatic.
Yeah, I would say the same. I would say, yeah, I don't know if I could say poor, but I would say it's definitely, it's almost poor. It's almost poor.
All right.
It's not, it's just barely squeaking by.
Yeah.
On average.
Skin of his teeth.
See, season I would say this is best for summer and spring and daytime. And occasion I would say this is best for, a purpose I would say this is best for casual and work.
Yep. Totes my goats.
Yep. What does this remind you of?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, this review, prepping for this review is the first time I've ever smelled Acqua di Gio.
Wow.
I know it is like this staple and all this sort of thing, but I just never smelled it. You know what I mean? It was never in my rotation. So when I first smelled it, I thought, this is a really good aquatic. You know, like it really is. I mean, it's hard to say much about it.
Right.
I find like there's nothing that's terribly remarkable or noteworthy. It's just it smells very good. It smells very clean. It smells very fresh. It smells very. I just got out of the shower and I'm clean. Yeah. I'm clean and I'm fresh. You know, but I mean, like it's a very pleasant smell, and since having wore it for the review and all that, I now catch it on a lot of people. A lot of people wear it. Right. Even in the winter, which is where we're shooting this, which is weird. But I smelled on a lot of guys. So I don't know. It's hard for me to say anything. It's got a salty feel to it. It reminds me of like beach air, which I like a lot. It's bright and it's crisp, but the performance kind of sucks. Yeah. And that's frustrating to me. I expect it from an aquatic, but I have aquatics in my collection that do better than this. Yeah, absolutely. So. Yeah. This is one of those fragrances that doesn't really need a review anymore. You know, it's almost 20 years old. Yeah. And everyone does a review of this. Yeah. And the only reason we need to really do a re-review of this is because we just need to have it again. I don't want to leave it the way it was in our history. Yeah. It started a whole trend of aquatics. Yeah. And, you know, Bulgari has a whole line of aquatics now because of Acqua di Gio. It's one of the highest selling fragrances of all time. Wow. And like you said, every dude has it or used to have it. Yeah. I think really it's, you know, the cool water of a later generation. Yeah. You know, probably the next generation after cool water is that generation's, you know, whatever. Yeah. So, and it's always on the front page of Fragrantica. Always. Yeah. And it's always pushed. If you go into a retail store and go to the perfume counter, like, have you tried Acqua di Gio? It's like, yeah, for like, you know, almost 20 years now. Okay. So I'll be like, no, I haven't. Yeah, that's right. I'm that one guy that's like, yes, a dude that doesn't know about ADG. That's right. Just get him. Which that really does surprise me. It's just, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what happened. Yeah. Got right past me. Yeah. Whatever. This is one of those fragrances that brings a lot of history, or I should say memories, to my mind, because when I first bought this, I bought this to impress a girl. Nice. You know? Well done. So, you know, anyway, so I had it for a while, and I remember wearing this. I bought this almost 10 years ago. Dang, dude. Yeah. And almost. It was probably about 8 years ago. But
So, yeah, I bought it and wore it to work all the time. So this was like one of my signature scents back in the day.
Wow.
And so I guess just to go ahead and go into what it actually smells like, it's really kind of hard to explain this one because it's blended in a way to where, and this is one of the ways I like, this is one of the styles that I like perfumery to be in, where it's hard to pick out the notes.
Yeah.
To where it creates something that is unique, that is, you know, that you smell it and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
What is that? And that is exactly what happened. Because I went in there, I wanted a cologne, and this is the first one I smelled. I'm like, yep, I'm getting that. So, so yeah, I went away with it. But what you get is, it's jasmine. It's kind of a saltier jasmine with a little bit of citrus in there, and then a woody, musky base. And the jasmine and the citrus die off pretty, you know, within an hour or two or something like that. And then you're kind of left with kind of a generic smell.
Yep.
And I don't really like that. So the best part of this is at the front.
Yeah.
And the dry down is kind of a little blah.
Yeah.
But,
Totally.
you know, it's still really nice for what it is. I still actually do like it. But I would never own this just for that reason, that every dude has it.
Yeah.
And so it's not really one that I would really want to always keep just for that reason.
Yeah.
But it has nostalgic value.
Sure.
So I do like to come back to it every once in a while.
Yeah.
But only for that reason, just for nostalgia, and not really to wear.
Do you have a bottle of it?
No.
Okay.
I had a mini of it for a long time, and I would just wear it occasionally.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Okay.
The one thing that I don't think I really understand about this is they call it Acqua di Gio, and to me this doesn't really smell like a true aquatic. And I know it kind of it started this whole genre of aquatics. To me, this is one of the least aquatics.
Really?
Of aquatics, yeah. I think there are much better aquatics out there, and maybe it's just that the aquatic genre has evolved since this time. The only thing I can really say that this kind of smells aquatic a little bit is just it has a slight salty note to it.
Yeah.
That's about it. And I think if you don't tell someone it has a salty note, I don't even think they'll even understand that it has a salty note, because it doesn't really smell overtly salty to me. It's just kind of mixed in there to make that real punchy opening.
Yeah.
It's not like some fragrances like Ciel de Vetiver has a real salty note.
Yeah.
Even like Bulgari Acqua, the original Acqua, has kind of a saltier note in there. And then there's some other ones that have more of a salty vibe.
Yeah.
Millésime Imperial kind of has a saltiness to it as well. But this, I don't know. It just doesn't smell as aquatic as I was thinking it should. But I know the history behind it. I know that either the perfumer or maybe it was someone at Giorgio Armani, maybe Giorgio Armani himself, smelled. They were at a Mediterranean balcony and they smelled this air wafting by with the flowers coming up and the sea breeze coming in. They said, we've got to make a fragrance that's like this. And so this is the result of that inspiration. And so maybe kind of, but I don't really. It's not overtly aquatic like I was thinking.
I don't see, like I've to me, like, this is very, very aquatic. Like when I smell this, that's all I think of is beach. And you know, I can't think of anything more aquatic than a beach. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's the definition. Maybe we just define aquatic differently, something like that.
I mean, it doesn't remind me of a beach.
I totally totally do. Like, I think of like lifeguards and surfboards and
weird
sand and water when I smell that. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm being influenced by the aqua in the name or something, but that's just the feeling I get. Whatevs.
See, bang for buck, this is $75 for 100 mil but you can actually find it for a little bit cheaper. The price is pretty solid on this. You can't really find much of a deal. I saw an unboxed one on FragranceNet for $68. So that's a little bit of a deal. It's
weird because like other Armani fragrances you can get better, like Code. You can get a good deal on that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this one. I guess it's the popularity.
Probably so.
High demand, keep that price up.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm thinking. Yeah. Overall, it's hard to say if this is worth it or not. I would say it's probably not worth it. Just because, to me, my whole philosophy of use when it comes to a fragrance, and everyone is different. So I understand that. It might be different for you than it is for me. But for me, my recommendation is dependent on, is the performance there? Is this unique enough to own? Do I like it?
Yeah.
And I would say that the performance is meh.
Yeah.
The uniqueness, no.
Yeah.
It's definitely not unique anymore.
Mm-hmm.
20 years later, the aquatics have evolved to something completely different now than this. I think there are better ones out there. There are also clones of this. So, and on top of that, you're not going to stand out.
Yeah.
Because everyone has worn this or still owns it.
Yeah.
So if you want to wear this on a date, bad move.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to wear it because you're going to smell like your date's ex-boyfriend.
Totally.
Or whatever. Yeah. So,
to me, I agree with you. Like, even though that's not a bad price for that size.
Yeah, that's a great price.
Fragrance or anything like that. This thing is done better. Like, I can think of 2 bottles in my collection that do this better. Like, for example, as far as like the crisp, clean quality of Acqua di Gio, to me, Versace Pour Homme is better.
Yeah.
It does a better job.
Yeah.
And you can get that for $45 for 100 ml. And then as far as like the sea aquatic thing, which you don't get, but I kind of do. To me, I have Bulgari Aquamarine. I think that does that better than this.
Yeah.
So, and that was also $45. So I just feel like either way you want to take this thing, it can be done better nowadays. And to me, it's just a pass.
Yeah.
You know, don't need it in my collection.
What about compliments?
No, I mean, it's just got this, it's a good, it's long. Remember when we reviewed Mugler Cologne, we talked about how it's a really good scent, but it's just a clean scent.
Yeah.
And you're kind of expected at a minimum to be clean. This is in that same realm to me because it's not real overpowering. It just kind of comes off like, hey, I'm a clean dude. No one says, hey, you smell clean.
Right.
You expect somebody to be clean. It's not unique or anything like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the same. My wife was funny about this. My wife liked it. She said, I like it. It's different.
Is it different from stuff you own though? Like, do you have anything else like this?
Yeah, it is actually different from what I own. Yeah. I actually, I do have one hardcore aquatic. Like I do own Bulgari Acqua.
Yeah.
But I don't wear it that much.
Yeah.
So, but she doesn't like that.
Okay.
Which is funny. This is brighter than that.
Yeah, it is.
And fresher than that.
Yeah.
So she thinks it's different, which I think is funny because it's really not different, but it's different to her.
Right, because of the things that she smells on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, as far as other people complimenting you, I don't think you're going to get many compliments anymore. I think 15 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
But it's become such a thing. It's funny. Fragrances have a certain threshold when it comes to popularity, and when it hits the threshold, you can only sell so many units.
Yeah.
Because you'll get to that threshold and you reach the point where everyone has it and no one wants to buy it anymore, and then it starts to kind of level out and plateau.
Yeah. So
I don't want to own a fragrance that has that many people wearing it.
Right.
And what's funny is even when I wore it years ago, people were already talking about how, oh yeah, is that Acqua di Gio? I'm like, are you kidding me?
Dave does not like to be just one of the crowd. In case
no, I do not.
Dave.
I do not. So that kind of annoys me whenever someone says that, or when someone says, "Oh man, that or says, "Oh yeah, you smell nice." Like, I smell nice.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I smell fantastic. That's what I want people to say.
Respect.
Yeah. Because that's how I thought I smelled back then.
Yeah. Okay.
And truthfully, I do think this is a nice smell, but I'll get to that. Final rating.
All right, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5, just because it just doesn't do anything very spectacular, and I think the performance is really not that great.
Yeah.
And the price has stayed up there, which is frustrating to me because nowadays you can get stuff like this for cheaper. So
right.
It's just
Yeah.
I don't want to wear it out because it's a good scent, but I'm never gonna buy this. Ever.
Yeah.
But it's good, so 3.
Yeah, I'm also gonna give it a 3. I would say that if it was on scent alone, I would probably give this a 4, just because I actually do like the scent. But over time, even though it has aged well as far as being still modern, I would say it has reached such a user base that it's become something that I don't want to smell like anymore.
Yeah, it's approaching obsolete status.
It has. And on top of that, there's so many copycats that it doesn't have the unique factor that a lot of fragrances do. And like how many fragrances have we done where that's the only one that smells like that? Like Amber Narguilé.
Yeah.
Not my thing, but that's the only fragrance that smells like that.
Yeah.
There's a million fragrances that smells like this.
Amen, brother.
So I have to give it a 3 out of 5. Wow. I don't think it's bad, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Boom.
Let us know what you think of Acqua di Gio down in the comments down below. What do you think? What's your story behind Acqua di Gio? I know you have it, or have had it. So let us know down in the comments down below. Of course, like and subscribe down below. It's not here anymore, so we're gonna have a whole bunch of videos going. Subscribe up here. There's nothing there. It's down here now.
Yeah.
Subscribe and like down below. We'll love you for it. We'll see you next week. We're the Fragrance Brothers. Bye.
Bye.